Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to February. I am so excited. Do you remember this day last month? Yeah, just 31 days ago. We were like, Happy New Year, Happy Prosperous Year. I'm already 1 year, 1 month gone. That's amazing. We're grateful to God and we thank God for the opportunity to live another month. Okay, so if you're there watching live, watching a replay, happy new month to you. People call February the month of love. Mhm. I call it the month that I have been given another opportunity to do what I did in January and to do it even better. Okay, a month that gives you an opportunity to start off well. You have a second chance. The thing about the second chance. So it's the second chance we have to start our year right. This is the midday talk show with Etima. This talk show is for teen parents and mentors, teen mentors. If you're joining me here for the first time, I want to say hello and say first time in the comment section. If you're always here, I wanted to just say something so that I know that you are here. You want to tell your friends, your colleagues, your church members, anybody you know who deals with teenagers or preteens, they want to get in here right away. Hello, Ruth Baba. Happy new month to you. And thank you also for being here as well. Now, let's go straight into our conversation for today. Today, we're going to be having this interesting conversation about that friend. you know I'm going to call this friend that friend because we can't really name call or or friend shame this friend by calling this friend a bad friend, but you know what I mean. That friend that doesn't align with your child's values, with the goals you have for your child. That friend doesn't just fit in, so we're going to call this friend that friend. What do we do about that friend we wish our teens never had? What do we do? Now, before we go into what we should do, let's even talk about friendship briefly. You might be one of those people who grew up all by themselves. Okay, those kind of people that say things like me, myself, and I, one man army. Somebody said to me at the time, me, I'm a one man army. I can stand all by myself and I'm fine. You might be one of those people. Okay, you might be one of those people who feel like the stress and hassle of maintaining friendship is not one thing you want to do in this world. Somebody will say something like, I cannot come and go and kill myself because of this so-called friendship of a thing. That might even be your mindset. It might have happened, you might have grown up in that way with that mindset up until now. However, your era is fading up or has faded up. Your teens now have the stage, and whether you like it or not, we need to help our children. Don't replay your life in theirs. Okay, allow them, create a path that is going to help them in future. Now, there are two types of personalities. I mean, generally, there are about 16 types. If I think even up to 32, the psychologists have broken down the personality type so much. But generally, two major classes that we have the extrovert and the introvert. Extrovert, the loud, the vibrant, the outgoing type. Introvert, the quiet, calm, cool type. Okay. Now, whatever the category your teenager falls into, one thing is common: teen friendship is one of the greatest psychological need for an adolescent. So if you're parenting a preteen or teenager, don't even don't even sound like What's there? Is it not just a friend? There are friends all around the world. You can get another friend, though. Or my child is just the introvertish type. As long as she's indoors, she's just fine. She's just going to do great all by herself. In fact, she gets her energy up when she's alone or when he's alone. No, there's a problem there. Yes, you might be saved the trouble of hearing, troubles and all the chaos that comes from friendship, the peer pressure, negative peer pressure, and all that. But you are also indirectly causing or allowing your child to harm his or herself. Self harm, yeah? Self harm also comes from being friendless. Please, you might want to help me write that in the comment section. Self harm, destructive self behavior can also come from being friendless for your teenager. I'm not talking about you, I can't help you right now. The people I'm talking about are the teenagers. You have to look at it as a as an emergency, as a deep need, as an urgent need. Your child needs your help urgently to be able to make friends. Now, the reason is this: number one, it gives your teenager a sense of belonging and acceptance. Acceptance. If they don't feel accepted, if they don't feel like they fit in, if they don't feel like they belong here, there's going to be a problem. You can't understand it because you're saying things like, what is there? There's nothing there. I mean, sail alone, I've sailed alone all my life and I'm okay. Am I not okay? Those things will not work. When your teenager has a need, until that need is met, there's a gap, there's a hole, there's a pit, and he or she falls into that pit and keeps going further down until they just get into the state of self-destruction. It sounds simple. It's even sounding simple now, like, Etima, is it not all this friendship thing? Why? It's not that deep. It is deep. For your teenager, for your adolescent, friendship is deep. Okay, now what's another reason why friendship is very important? It reduces anxiety, fear, and worry. There are some times that your children are going through a lot of emotional, stress and all that. You're trying to encourage them. You use all the words that you know in this world, and your teenager is still down. And their friends just come, and in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, bam, they have a way of switching the mood of your child from 0 to 100. It's magical. All these self all these suicidal thoughts, um depression. Depression is a feeling of sadness over time that must be diagnosed by a psychologist. It all starts from loneliness, and loneliness does not mean the absence of people. Loneliness is not just like you're alone in this room. You might be in this room with people and still be lonely. Loneliness is the absence of people actively participating in your life. I want you to help me write that down. Loneliness for your teen loneliness is the absence of people actively participating in their life. So nobody is checking them, nobody is concerned, nobody is caring, nobody is standing up for them, speaking up for them. They are lonely. That's who a lonely person is. Because the young people that commit suicide, they are in a class. They have classmates, they have roommates, they have flatmates, they have neighbors, but they are still lonely. People are not actively participating in their lives. Some of them even have acquaintances, casual friends, but still are lonely because nobody's really watching out for their well-being. This is really, really key. Last year, I had like three of my teenagers, send me SOS calls to say, Etima, I have a friend that is about to take his life. One was a boy, one was a girl. I was just checking up on him and the way he was sounding, the way she was sounding. And then I decided making statements like, I want to end it all, I want to end it all. That's how it starts. So they have friends. Yes, they're on Facebook. Yes, they're on status, on their WhatsApp status and all that, but they are still lonely because they don't know how to engage. Friendship is about engagement. Friendship is about active participation. Social media has changed the definition of friendship. That's the truth. Have you had this experience where you meet a friend and the friend is like, long time no see you. I've just been seeing on Facebook. And the other day I said to somebody, I said, this Facebook even, they just give you this fake sense of being present in somebody's life when it's not true. It's not true at all. Sorry. It's not true at all. I'm your friend on Facebook. Does not mean you're my friend in life, in life's book. That I'm your friend on Facebook doesn't mean I'm your friend in life book. Because my life is flipping through. And you're not a part of it and you're my friend. No, you're not my friend. So this is why our teenagers need friendship. Now, why else do they need friendship? Friendship paves the way for development of positive social ties, what we call network, what we call connections. They start learning how to interact, how to navigate their way, how to build people skills, presentation skills, communication skills through friendships. That's how they learn it. It's not something that you sit down and start teaching. The way to have a friend. Like I was trying to teach my son some years ago. I noticed that my son would just go to church and come out and just be standing alone. And my son is actually a friendly person. So it was a problem for me. I was like, what is going on? How can you be in this church? You were born here. You've been in this church for some time. His sisters will be there chatting away. My son will just be alone. He's not feeling anything. Oh. He's just normal. I'm like, no, not acceptable. He's like, Mommy, since I went to boarding house, I came back and now I'm talking to those who have children in boarding house. This is very common. When our children go to boarding school and come back, it's a bit difficult for them to fit in again, to reintegrate into the whole system. Everybody's face looks new and all that. But that's not an excuse. So I told my son, it's an opportunity for you to test those skills. Find a way, just find a way. Okay, if you don't know what to say, start off by standing, because teenagers always talk in groups. Just stand in one of those groups, the one you feel I mean, they are welcoming. Stand around. When they say something, laugh. It was so funny the way I was trying to teach him, but he had to find a way to do it himself. So we can teach and talk for all we care and for how long we have, but the real work comes with them going out there and training themselves on how to develop positive ties, how to identify wrong clicks just by listening, just by observing. That's what friendship is all about. But the teenager needs to be interested. He needs to want to do it. She needs to understand that this is key for my overall development, my mental development, my social development, my life development. This brings me to my next point. It reduces, it creates an opportunity for self-development, for accountability, for personal success. Do you know that if you talk to the world's most successful people, you will find friendships as one of their keys? Nobody succeeds alone. In fact, life, earth, as long as you're on earth, was meant to create a village, a community. That's why people need to interact. Man is a social being. The first man that was made was Adam. Before he was made, animals were made. Why did God still have to make Eve? because he needed company. I mean, human company. So, this issue of I am an introvert and I love my life that way, you're missing out of something. There is something you're missing out from. Don't even sell that narrative to your children. It's wrong and it's unfair. You know, one day somebody was saying that the reason why God doesn't answer all our prayers and leave some of those answers to coaches, mentors, friends, and people around you is because He doesn't, we want you to depend on others. It was such an eye opener. Isn't that true? Isn't it true that sometimes you want to start a business, you want to take a major decision, you pray, you pray, you pray, you don't get any answer until one day you're just chatting with your friend, your pastor, your mentor, your coach, and the person just says something, and that is the answer that you have been needing. That's it. God does it intentionally. If not, you'll feel like a superwoman now. You feel like a superman, like everything I need, I have it. I just talk to God. God will just send it. You will climb on people's heads because you feel so superior. So what does God do? He leaves those answers. He leaves those clues. Even if the final answer comes from him, he leaves the clues. He leaves the dots that needs to be connected with people. He leaves it with friends. Your child is struggling with the academics. The person that will teach them is not always a lesson teacher, it's their friends. Yes. The person that encourages them to be on fire for God, spiritual development and maturity is their friend. The person that watches their back to be sure that they are not going off track is their friend. These are all the things they need for personal success, right? So, friendship creates an opportunity for self improvement. The reason why I got back my love for reading was my friend. She said, I don't understand what you're doing. You've lost your love for reading. You can't tell me that. She just got a book. Take, read it. We're reviewing it together in 2 weeks. That was the end of that conversation. That was how I picked up my love for reading again. That's how my self development came up again. Once my daughter was reading a particular book and she was just complaining about that book. She took it to school and she and all her friends read it and they finished it in a few days. She would have been reading it for a longer time. That's it. Friends hold you up and then you can move and accomplish more in life. Friendships create an opportunity for self development, for accountability, and for personal success. Yes, that's what friends are there for. Let's hurry now. Seeing how important that friendships are for our children, we understand that who they choose is as important as the friendship itself, as the benefits of friendship. Very important. Now, these are facts. I want to list three facts that you need to take note of. Three teen friendship facts. Number one, it's your teen's job to choose their friends, not yours. You see all this person cannot be your friend, this person is your friend, this person. Okay, let's choose this person. Let's choose. It's not let's. It's your teen's job solely to choose their friends or to break the wrong one. It's their job. That's the first fact. Number two, it's a fact that you are to provide all the support they need as they master the art of making friends. It's an art. Go and do your research. Making friends is not we're in the same class, you're now my friend. No, there's an art of making friends. There's an art of choosing friends. There's a book I'm writing for teenagers. I believe it will be out this year. I've been writing that book for several months. It's a book that teaches them how they can, master that art of making and of breaking. Because these two come, they go hand in hand. The way you learn how to make is how you learn how to break. Yes, that's how. So you they need your support. Now, support how? Remember that you're not the one to make those choices, those friendship choices, but you're there to support, teaching, Listening, guiding, questioning. That's the support your children need from you. Have you heard have you heard your teenagers talking about their friends? They go on and on and on and on. Somewhere in your mind you're like, what rubbish, what nonsense. You have to hold yourself. Yeah, you have to put yourself together. Because the moment you step in as judge, they step out in that conversation. Own, collect the conversation, take it, is yours. She's not telling you because she wants your counsel or your advice just yet. She just wants you to listen. Sometimes, even when you want to talk, just hold yourself. Keep it for a better day. There's going to be a time when your view will be much needed. It's going to come up. Just watch out for the opportunity, okay? But provide all the support they need. You can even teach them by using yourself as an example, using somebody else as an example. Teenagers really love stories and they love models, right? So you can pick out lessons from here, from there, and share with them, and they are more likely to accept it than when you bring it as friendship 101 class. Open your book, bring your pen. Final fact, you do not have control over your children's friends. The first one was you do not choose. This one is you do not have control. You can't break their friendships by force or by command. I command you now, end that relationship right now. End it before the end of, as you're going to school, break up with her, come back home and tell me you're broken up. You don't have that control. Very unfortunate. When I realized this, I was like, God, how helpless I am as a teen parent. Yes, it's the fact. You don't have that control. In fact, if you make a statement like end that friendship now or stop being friends with that guy, you must not be. I insist that you break. The moment you come with that phrase, something in your child's brain says, hold on to that friend. Hold on. Because when you come with force, your teen logs out. In fact, when you come with force, your teen draws the battle line. Somebody help me write that in the comment section. The moment you come with force on any issue, whether it is chores, whether it is friendship, whether it is career choice, whatever it is, you come with force, your child draws the battle line in their mind. They will not tell you. Many of them will not tell you. One of my children said to me one time, Mommy, excuse me, I had just given an instruction, we're going to do this, do this, do this. She just kept quiet. Of course, as a professional, I noticed her body language. So after the meeting was over, I called her aside, to have a two aside kind of conversation. And that was when she opened up and said, when you were talking, I was just doing because I know that you can't force me. That was the day I rephrased all my phrases. Personally, I rephrased. If you hear me, excuse me, sending out a conversation to my teenager, you'll be thinking that I'm writing a proposal. I had to change from forcing to proposing because that's what they say to us. If you engage teenagers, they will tell you how to communicate with them. And if you listen and you obey, you will eat the fruit of your relationship. If you listen and obey what they are suggesting to you, you will eat the fruit of it because you will just begin to glide. You won't struggle again. The moment you force, they draw the battle line. My daughter said to me, can you force me? You can't, and it's the truth. Can you think about it? You hit, you yell, you drag, you can you think of anything you do that can ever force your child, your teenager? Nothing. You we're that helpless. Teen parents, if you're a teen parent, please write in the comment section. I'm that helpless. I'm that helpless that There is nothing I can do to force my teenager to do what they don't want to do. You need to have that as the background, as the foundation, as the basis for any conversation or any convincing you want to do with your teenager. Just know that. Just accept it. It's a hard truth. Somebody might be saying, all these coaches of these days, you people are the ones spoiling things for us. We're telling you the facts, and we're giving you better strategies to use to help you achieve more. Isn't that what you want? Isn't it the fact that you want to influence your teenager? You want to, is that not what, is that not the goal? The goal is that you want your teenager, like me now, the latest struggle I was having is trying to get my teenager to, trying to, you know, guide her into her career choice and school. She already knows the school she wants to go. She already knows the course she wants to be. She already, but I need her to tweak it a bit. If you see the research I've been doing just to convince her, it's not easy. Because to tell her that you must read, because recently one of my mentees changed school. Yeah, a boy. He changed school, and I was talking with the mom, and the mom said, this boy has been telling us he didn't want to go to this particular school. We insisted. That boy was in third year when they moved him out. He started from year one. Are you not helpless? Hmm? Share the money you spent now, the money that parent spent. Share she will not have used it to buy land for the boy. Third year in a private university. Do you know the money in another state? Do you know the money spent, the investment made, the time lost? Why? Because you could not bring yourself to understand that you are helpless and you are powerless. You are actually helpless and powerless when it comes to the choices that your teenagers make. Take me anywhere, I will defend what I'm saying. However, after understanding and accepting this truth and this fact, there is what we can do. Because if we can't do anything, then we're amongst men most miserable. But there is something we can do. In fact, there are several things that we can do. That's what I'm going to share as we prepare to round up. Number one, be empathic. Come from the place of empathy, knowing that it takes a lot for a teenager to make friends. Yes, this teenager has a friend you wish they never had. Can you just first understand that it takes a lot to make a friend? Especially if they have not mastered the art of hello, hi, what's up? Which school are you in? What's your name? If they have not mastered that simple act of small talk, it's going to be hard. And that's why when we have offline events, we start teaching them early because we don't want this trouble at 18 or at 20. We start teaching them. In fact, when you come to our events like the boot camp, the Teens Easter camp, any camp, it's an offense not to make a friend. It's a criminal offense because we're empathic. We know that it's not easy. So we want to make it, we want to help them by making everybody conscious of the fact that you must make friends with each other, help each other. Now, as a parent, can you understand that that friend could be the only one that is giving your child the encouragement, the social balance? That friend is doing the social work. That friend is doing the social work for your child. Can you be empathic? That friend, there are some friends that when they're your friend, as a young person, when anything happens, they stand up for you. They speak for you. They clear the way for you. Now you now say that that friend is a bad friend. They should break up with that friend. Can you understand that it's not even going to be easy in the first place? Can we just get to that point, please? Let's even be empathic. Let's know that this friendship that my friend has made with this girl or this boy, it's a helpful friendship. It's not going to be easy for my child to break up. If you come from the place of empathy, you're more likely to help. than to worsen the issue. Number two, study that friend. Remember that the name of this friend is that friend. That friend that we wished our teens didn't have. Can you begin to study this person? Check, what exactly is it about this child that my teenager loves? What is it that is drawing them close? What is it my child is seeking for? What is it that this child, that friend, is using as a point of influence? You need to study. That's why I said that you don't have the power to just say, I command you, stop. I don't want to ever see that girl in this house again. In fact, the moment you do that, your teenager finds a way to keep seeing that person. Because the thing that is connecting them together, you don't know what it is. So take time to study that friend. Yes, that friend. That friend you feel is positive influence. Yes, I know that you want to break the relationship right away, but you must also understand that there is something that is beneficial to your own child in that friendship. So study. When you study, you will now understand how to help the child, help your own child begin the process of the friendship. There's a process of friends befriending and defriending. Number three, strike up conversations with your team. Strike up conversations, not lectures, please. Lectures won't work. Strike up conversations. Find out from your child. The other one you were observing, you were studying, right? You were observing. This one now, you are having a conversation about that friend. You're talking like, allow your child verbalize. Oh, this is what I like about her. Then start asking your teen that, do you think you have an idea of why I'm a bit cold to this friend? Do you think you have an idea of why I'm not really in support? I'm not really encouraging. Let them speak to you. Look, there needs to be active participation in this conversation. It needs to be a two-way thing. You're talking, they're talking, you're rubbing minds. Do you know that in the process of rubbing minds and having this conversation about that friend, your teenager might get it without you saying it? Your teenager might just begin to see reasons. That's, they might not tell you, but they will get it. So you're going to be helping them defriend that friend non-verbally, indirectly. So start up an active conversation, not a lecture. Let there be active participation and contribution from both of you. You're talking, you're finding out, you're asking key questions like, tell me about her family. Where's her mom? Oh, they're separated. Oh, what happened? You start picking up, violence. Violent relationship is never easy. You're indirectly painting the negative aspect of that friend without necessarily saying this your friend is a no. But you're doing it in the conversation. Conversation is a very good platform that you can use to help your child stay away from that friend. Number four, work on further increasing your child's self-confidence. You might feel like, oh, my child has a very high self-confidence. My child's self-esteem is very healthy and all that. You still have more work to do. You know why? Because your child needs to break that friendship himself and herself. It's not about you. So even though your child is very self-confident, build it. So refortify that confidence so that defriending somebody is a process. It's not like you who will just block the person, who just stay away from the person, who just avoid, who archive the friendship. For your teen, it's harder because probably they're in the same class, they're in the same school, they live their neighbors, and then you just say to your child, this girl is a bad girl, stay away from her. How is she going to do it just like that? She needs to go and prepare. He needs to go and refortify himself, his self-confidence, so that when he starts staying away, he can't be bullied back or coerced back. Sometimes it's not bullying. Sometimes they are begged back. Sometimes they're emotionally blackmailed back into that friendship. So your child needs extra doses of self-confidence and self-esteem. Yes. So that's where you should concentrate. Because remember, like we said in our friendship fact, you can't break the friendship for your child. You can only do some behind the stage work, set up some things and all that. But you are not the one, it's his call solely. Your daughter's call is your son's call to break that relationship. So teach them, rather, help them build and refortify their self confidence, their self esteem, identity, self image. Help them indirectly. Pour more and more positive words into them. Instead of saying, I don't know what is wrong with you, come on, walk away from friendship. You cannot. Why are you disgracing me? Your mother is not like this, your father is not like this. You're further depleting the self confidence. Tell them things like, I have so much of trust in you and your ability to make the right choices. I know you're strong, you're bold, you know what to do, and you do it regardless of how it makes others feel. I know, you will be speaking those affirmations that will go and gear up the mind, the willpower of your teenager to walk away from that friend. You see that this is where the work is. The work is not in the ultimatum. I'm giving you 1 week to break that friendship. No. The work is in the skill. Pour out, pour out. You pour so much of positive words into their mind tank. When they go out there, whatever decision they make, it's non-regrettable. They are not regretting it. They are like, I'm willing to do this all the way. And when they come back feeling, that detachment um, feeling, it's not usually very pleasant. Sometimes for some of them to hit them hard. Be kind, still pour out more words. Tell them, don't worry, get better friend. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Don't worry, time will pass, time will heal. Offer words of encouragement. You see all this, I'm not an emotional person. Please don't bring it to teenagers. I beg of you. Don't bring it to your teenagers. It won't help you. You have to be emotional when it comes to your teenagers. By emotional, I mean mushy mushy. Some of us say things like, I beg, I don't know how to do all those mushy mushy things. You have to be mushy mushy with your teens. You have to be soft, especially when they need it. So don't say, don't worry, you'll be fine. Me, I was fine. This one is not even heartbreak. You'll be okay. No, now. You push them back, because it could also be that they can have a relapse. That friend can come back offering them all sorts of, touching their soft spots. And then you are there sharpening doing the opposite. So we need to be very, very careful. Finally, number 5, set them up with other friends that you have vetted. You can set them up. Some parents, have used this model and they have gone behind to the teacher in school to say, look, help me, get my child into this club. In this drama club, he's going to meet this set of people. I like them. They are good. You don't have to tell them, go and join drama. You can work it behind the scenes. There are some people that have sent their children to camp because of the people that come to camp. I'm not joking. They have talked to me now. They have said, Auntie Etima, these friends help me. We have a deal. Deal. Yes, we move. By the time camp is done, they have become family friends. So there is a way to do it that your child will look. If you are trying to help your child without an alternative, your help is incomplete. Help me write it in the comment section, please. If you're trying to help your child without a better and more superior alternative, your help is incomplete. What have you done? Partial help is as bad as no help. Don't have this one, don't have that. So who should now be my friend? Who? So you should be able to, have, that's why the conversation is very key. When you're conversing, you're not always only talking about the negative. What of the positives? Are there other positive friends that your child has told you about that you can say, oh, how about her? I just like her family, I just like, how can we go and visit them? Can we do a picnic with them? Can we? Your child is going to see your body language and toe that line. So he or she is not going to have an anxiety from breaking off from that friend, because there is this friend. You see the psychology, you see the mathematics, you see the calculation, you see the politics. It's called politicking. If you're a teen parent and you don't know how to do politics, you're going to be at loss. Yeah, because a lot of times, negotiations, navigation, diplomacy has to come in to get your teenager to actually do what you want. It's called influence over control. Set them up for these other friendships that you love. And remember, you have been talking to them about the art. They have been learning the art of making friends. So it's not like it's strange to them. They already know what to watch out for in a friend. The other day, my children, I shared it here, how my children were saying that they needed us to expand our circle to, create more valuable relationships with a few other families. And they were giving me the points. So, mommy, because we go to the same church, because this person, the boy, now the child, is this, and this. I like this about him. And you also know, they were giving me points. I couldn't even say no. So when there's already that agreement in your family, there's already that understanding in your family, it becomes easy to identify a friend, people that can be their friends, and you guys are on the same page. So don't go from up to down. Start from down and then go up when it comes to helping them and influencing their friendship choices. Okay. Oh, I should have been putting up these comments from every one of us. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. It's been amazing getting your feedbacks. How was this class? I want you to send me love emojis, dancing emojis, fire emojis, if you will. But my favorite emojis are the dancing emojis. Yes, because when we get solution, we have no choice but to just dance. And when it comes to our teenagers, trust me, we need a lot of alternatives. That's the truth. If you don't have an alternative, you're going to sound like a broken record. If you don't have an alternative, because it's going to be like, mommy, all you do is just complain, condemn, and criticize. Have your children ever made that comment? Have they ever told you that? Your teenagers. Have they ever said, mommy, all you do is just condemn, complain, and criticize? And you know they are right, right? You already know they are right. So it's time for us to actually, begin to do things differently if we must see results. Trust me, if you do this 5 things I have mentioned, in fact, if you do 3 out of the 5 or even 2, you would see that your child will come back home one day and say, you ask of that friend, I'll be like, I don't know. And you'll be like, why? What's going on? Once they do this, just know that that friendship has broken. Friendship scatter, but some of us, we go and scatter those friendships by fire. I break it by fire. It's good. It's good to pray. I pray about my children's friends as well. But as you pray, do the work. As you pray, don't make the job more difficult for God. Because when God is trying to create, when an environment and an opportunity is coming for that friendship to be broken, you will come with your condemning, your abusing, your insulting. The child will go back to that same child for revalidation. Let's not be spoiling the work that we have done in the place of prayer by our impatience, by our lack of skill and strategy. For me, strategy is one of the greatest skills a teen parent can ever have. Strategy, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. You can't ever play down on strategy. Anything happens or anything is happening, sit down, excuse me, and strategize. What's the best way to move? Like I'm strategizing because I want to influence my child's career choice at school. I'm drafting it. You think I'm going for $1 billion meeting? Strategy is what I'm doing. I'll come back and I'll testify here. Praise the Lord, somebody. My daughter has finally taken the choice I offered her. I suggested to her. I've finally influenced her and I finally influenced, including the school. I'm going to come back and shout hallelujah unto the Lord. Thank you so much, everyone. And don't forget, the reason why we are emphasizing so much on friendship is because friendship is one of the major reasons that teens are getting involved in sexual immorality. Yeah, you see the vices, sexual vices, drugs, truancy in school, all the negative choices our children make are tied to their friends. Think about it. How else is a child going to know about porn if not that his friend told him? How else? So you can't just say, don't mind them, they will outgrow themselves. No, the few times that they spend together is enough, is more than enough to influence them negatively. So you need to take this issue about friendship very, very seriously. This is why we're also including it as one of the topics for conversation at the sex ed class for Gen Z. Look, if you have not registered for that class, I can't help you. In fact, if you are on this group, the teen parents and mentors group, and you don't register your child, and you ever, at any time in their teenage life, come to me with a problem that this course should have solved, even if you pay, I won't be attending to you. Or you pay double the amount. Because you had an opportunity, 5,000 naira, to get your child the best sex education course they would ever take or they have ever taken. You want to lose it, you will pay the price for it. So please, nobody here should miss out on this class. Once we hit 100, the price goes back to 10,000 naira. So you want to make that registration right away. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. Whatever questions you have, I'm available here, of course, to answer them and to give you all the guidance that you need. Thank you, Tinu Ade. Thank you, Keno. Thank you, Anna Daniel. Thank you, Lois. Thank you, Becky. These are the people that made comments. Thank you, Toisi. I can see you. Thank you, Chidima. Thank you, Turan. I'm so happy that you guys could make it here. And I'm glad that many of you have teenagers. So you understand what I'm saying. All the negative things, truly speaking, all the negative things our teenagers know are tied to their friends. One friend mentioned it, either in school, in church, at home, somewhere. They just have a way of exchanging what they know. And it's strange how it happens that the negative ones, the bad friends, are the ones that share more. They spread their negativity, they spread the vices. It's like they don't want to be bad alone. So they're always looking for who to recruit. And that's why it's important that you help your child defriend such friends. Don't forget the registration for the sex ed class for Gen Z is still on. That class holds online from the 18th to the 19th of February. And from all across the world, we have teenagers already registered from the US, from Canada, from the UK, from Asia, from Africa, and of course from Nigeria. Okay, so don't be left out, don't leave your teenagers out. Have a blessed day and thank you again for joining me on this week's edition. Looking forward seriously to seeing you again next week. Have a blessed day and enjoy the rest of your week and the rest of February. God bless you. I celebrate you.